Epping this evening after hundreds of people gathered outside a migrant hotel in the town. Now, police have arrested one person on suspicion of a fray. Fireworks and eggs have apparently been used as missiles. It, of course, does come after, you know, a troublesome situation, to say the least, at that migrant hotel. I'm joined now by businessman and activist Adam Brooks, who has been at that protest previously. Adam, I'm going to throw it over to you. Can you just explain what's going on now and what was maybe going on a little bit earlier in the evening as well, please?
Look, Patrick, I got here, I think it was about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it was grandparents, parents, there were kids in school uniform. It was great-natured. I put some of the videos up. But what then happened is, very surreally, they allowed 50 or so-called Antifa, or these anti-racism protesters, to march down the road from Epping station. Now, they were flanked by a lot of police, and I think they thought they could control that. But what then happened was people from here, men, youth of the area, have gone to then sort of counter-protest these so-called anti-racists. And the police had to kettle them into a side road, and they was there for hours. And then every youth of Epping has come out. You know, it's become almost like a day out now for 15 to 18-year-olds. And we've seen trouble. If you look behind me, there is literally dozens of riot police. It stretches to my left, to the right. There are hundreds of people also still here. And I don't think this is going to end anytime soon. It really isn't, Patrick. No,
and what do you make of the way that this has been policed? Because this is always one of the major issues here. You've got a powder keg situation, a very, very difficult environment for locals who feel as though that they've maybe potentially been pushed to the brink at times with certain things. You know, volatile situation. So what do you make of the way that was policed?
Let's just remind the viewers that this is years of harassment and young girls sort of being approached by men from this hotel. This isn't just a recent thing. So the anger is really high here. And there are people from miles away that have come to voice their anger as well, Patrick. I don't know how this is going to end at the moment. I really don't. But when it comes to the police, I commended them a lot on Sunday. They're very organised. I mean, they were very organised here earlier. I was speaking to a few of them. I think they underestimated that, you know, these anti-racist or anti-fascist, whatever they call themselves, they were masked up. They were clearly looking for some sort of confrontation. And unfortunately, you know, the youth of Epping have come out and given it. And, you know, I don't know how this is going to end, because there are people to my left and to my right. I think this could go on to the early hours of the morning, Patrick.
Well, that's it. And obviously it starts to get a little bit dark where you are now, so it might be slightly difficult for us to see exactly what is going on. What people will be seeing, or were seeing just a second ago anyway, on their screens there, was, you know, police vans charging in, and there was reports there that maybe someone had been run over or clipped by that police van, which I don't think was, you know, particularly ideal, was it, given the level of anger in that situation? But where you are now, then, there's still a large crowd of people around you, is there? And they seem like they're in it for the long haul.
Hundreds of people, and it's a very, very young crowd now. But amongst all the chaos, Patrick, the most surreal thing is happening real near me. You've got GB News panellist and Reform councillor Jaymey McIvor picking up rubbish, cleaning up the streets. I think he's here now. 1 second.
Good evening, Patrick. How you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm all right, Jamie. I mean, it seems like a very volatile situation.
One thing I will not have is people, the mainstream, say that the people of Epping are thugs, or that the people of Epping have caused trouble here. People of Epping came here peacefully to voice their frustration and concern about the safety of young women and girls. The left-wing mob turns up for trouble, and sadly, and on this occasion, the police egged it on, in my opinion. And I'm very disappointed.
I mean, there's people flapping Jamie, what he said there. Obviously, I left and came back, but this has been going on for hours now, Patrick. And again, there's people everywhere I look. There's police everywhere I look. I never thought in all my years that this quiet, leafy suburb would see scenes like this. And I think it does indicate the anger and the absurdity of putting unvetted, unknown foreign men in hotels next to a school, amongst our women, amongst the children of a town. And I think that's boiled over now. Serious questions have to be asked. Whether a risk assessment was done by the Home Office with this hotel, and if it can continue. Because I'm getting told from many people here they will be protesting every week.
All right. Well, look, Adam, thank you very, very much. And, you know, and obviously stay safe where you are there, and I hope everyone stays safe as well. I do just want to say to people as well that there is an incredibly fine line to be trodden here, which is about expressing concerns or about feeling as though maybe you've not been listened to as a member of the public when it comes to things like immigration for a number of years. And look, hey, those are views that are expressed on this show most evenings. Everyone who watches this will know that. But then it is also important, really important, to make sure that you then don't boil over and that the situation doesn't allow to be taken over by people who do have bad intent, because then, frankly, that can be used as a silencing tool for anyone else. And I just want to make one thing very, very clear as well. There have been tensions in Epping after the arrest of an Ethiopian migrant who has now been charged with 3 counts of sexual assault. The 38-year-old, and it's vital to say this, denies all the offences. So he denies everything. He's been remanded in custody. There will be a 2-day trial next month at Chelmsford Magistrates Court, and it's really, really, really important that nothing is done to contempt that particular case. And I want to stress again that as it currently stands, that individual denies all the offences.